darkness and light collide. Two flames burn eternal. From the sacred halls of Freemasonry to the roaring highways of the widow's sons comes a brotherhood forged in truth, honor, and fire. This is no ordinary podcast. This is the voice of the craft, reminding you that the sun never sets on the widow's sons. From the heartland of America, welcome to the Two Burning Tapers podcasts with your hosts, Skittles and Gilligan.
Welcome
right,
to
Gilligan.
the Two Burning Tapers with their host, Gilligan, and Brother Skittles here. Welcome to our 24th episode. Woo! I can't believe you guys are still around for 24 more, hopefully. Welcome, brother.
Wow.
How'd you like my intro?
Normally
you throw out the intros.
That wasn't
I just figured I'd swing it today. And no, I'm not no swinger.
That was a great one, man. Man, well, hey, if you were in the batting box and swinging, that was a home run, brother.
Shoo! Look, I teach all them kids how to play softball. I teach a lot of batting practice, so I was standing in that plate, reaching, and I was Babe Ruth right there, bud. Point.
Man.
It's going home run.
I love that, man.
My bad.
That was a fantastic
I'm done being an
intro.
idiot. I'm done being an idiot. No, brother. Look. Hey, we're alone tonight. It's just me and you.
We are.
We're alone.
I could tell you and I were really excited about that because for people that, so basically me and Gilligan, we were actually on this podcast 45 minutes ago, just like catching up, talking to one another, had our wives on, and just like, oh, it's so good to see you. You know, like that's how much we love this.
Yeah, buddy, I ain't got to talk to you all week. Hell, I didn't even get to have a weekly podcast update like we normally do every week. So it's been crazy week, man. We was in Arizona last weekend.
You were in Arizona, right?
Yeah, I was out there in Arizona for a family vacation because my kids said, "Dad, we want to go on a plane." I'm like, I'm Clark Griswold. I don't fucking fly anywhere. I drive everywhere. My wife was like, we're flying. I was like, all right, if we're flying to where I went to bike school, so that way I can show everybody, all my kids. I went to college there. This is my old college stomping area, which I got to do that. Got to show them a lot of shit. But while I was out in Arizona, brother, I found a brother that we talk about here on our podcast quite often, brother One-Eyed Rick, or what we'd like to call One-Eyed Rick. He was down and out and in the hospital, had some not some hip surgery, but some replacement parts, nothing bad. But then ended up getting an infection, which kind of went in the kidneys and things like that. So while I was down there on vacation, his hospital was about 45 minutes, almost an hour away from where our Airbnb was. And luckily, Arizona, sunshine shines down on the pretty, and I rode from one side of Phoenix to the other side of Phoenix. Just spent a good hour and a half with him, just kind of catching up, seeing how he was doing. Just because I was in the area, and I knew as soon as I saw his post on Facebook, I was like, nope, I'm going to visit that brother. I'm gonna see if he needs something.
Good for you, brother.
I tried to bring.
Yeah, good for you. That's awesome.
I tried to bring him food, any of that, and he man. It was just nice to be able to sit there and talk to him. He wanted somebody to talk to. No windows really in his room, but there was kind of like this little walkout area. But after having your hip done, there's not. I mean, they want you to walk around, but it's a little tight here to go out there and go get some sunshine. Buddy, when you live in Arizona, you want that sunshine. Little quick update. I do believe, from what I read on his post today on my way home, that he has broken out and is free, and now is back home in Apache Junction. So just give a big shout out to that man.
Good for him.
Prayers work, brothers. So I'm glad all you were out there taking prayers and thoughts about that man. And it was just good to see Arizona and also get to see One-Eyed Rick at home in Arizona because we met him in Mississippi. That's that one man we met in Mississippi out of nowhere. And we're like,
Yeah.
hey, and I'm just glad I got to. I'm glad I got to go be there while he was in the hospital, but at the same time, I'm not glad I was there while he was there at the hospital.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a mouthful,
yeah,
bud.
yeah.
I just ran like
No,
5
I
minutes
understand
off to
what
the
you're
clock
saying.
there.
Hey, run like the wind, bullseye. No, I get it. And it's something I was just as you were talking about that, something that's really cool is how many states have you and I seen, met, and hugged Arizona, aka One-Eyed Rick? So for the last 5 years, we've seen him every year. We see him in like 5 different states or something. And it's just until now that one of us got to see him actually in his own state,
his home state.
Arizona, Yeah, yeah. It's just a testament to how much
was kinda
we're
nuts.
traveling or seeing each other. Yeah, that's great, man. I love that.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see him. I was not able to get to see. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
You'll think of it. You got this. It's right there. It's the brother. He's got the vest. We hugged him. He did the thing. You saw him on the Facebook. You texted. You messaged. I don't know. I'm trying to help.
Maybe does that help?
Oh, Wild Bill.
There you go. Thank you. I'm telling you, I would have never fucking remembered it. My brain went blank as fuck, and I'm like,
yeah, Wild Bill.
Wild Bill. Got his number too late before I was able to get out of town. I was reached out by a couple brothers out of Arizona while I was in town, and they definitely like, hit me up. No worries. Whatever you need. I got to have me some fucking In-N-Out burger, bro. I ain't had that shit since I was in bike school in 06, 07. Like,
that's good. Yeah.
Still just as good as it was.
Good.
Still just as good as it was. Buddy, and it was $10 for a fried burger and a drink. You're fucking telling me $10 they can do that for $10, but nobody else can? And their shit's fresh as fuck, and it's not like a McDonald's burger. It's not like a McDonald's burger you leave in the car for 15 years, and it still looks like a McDonald's burger after 15 years.
That's funny.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
right.
man.
I'm gonna.
No.
You take the reins for a minute.
Yeah, you're good. Well, no, I want to continue on that. So, like, something I just want to point out there for like people listening is like, so Gilligan travels. He's a Freemason. He's a widow son. He does all these things. He meets all these brothers, and he's met all these really awesome guys in other states at rallies through Freemasonry. And so when he went on vacation, like, that's something I want to point out. Like, when we go on vacation, it doesn't matter where we're going. We're meeting brothers. Like, I'm about to go to Vegas this coming weekend, and it's like I've already started to log like the brothers that I'm gonna meet, I'm gonna see, and when we see them, we or them are rolling out the red carpet of some sorts, whether it be just awesome, great conversation, having meals with them. But it doesn't matter what state, country, wherever. But again, it's something that's really great and awesome to have, but you do have to earn it. And earning it just means showing up, in my opinion. I don't know. Do you want to add to that, or what are your thoughts there?
I was gonna say I was gonna tell you, like, I told Wild Bill, or not Wild Bill, but One-Eyed Rick that I was gonna come down and see
One-Eyed
him
Rick?
before I even got to Arizona. Yeah, One-Eyed Rick, because I said One-Eyed Bill, didn't I? Fucking idiot.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're thinking of. Yeah, you're good.
I told, two different people. I told One-Eyed Rick, I was like on Facebook when I saw that he was in the hospital. I was like, man, I'll be in Arizona the next week. I'm gonna come see you. And he was like, no, don't take time away from your family. Da 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 da. You are family, bro. That's how this works. I am not flying.
Yeah.
What is it? 4 states away, be an hour away from you, and not come see you, especially in the hospital. That's not how I work. That's not how my brotherhood works. That's not how fucking widow sons work. That's not how Freemasonry works. Like, if I'm that close, I mean, if I was 3 hours away,
100%.
if I was at the Grand Canyon,
yeah,
100% I would have drove, because I drove from fucking Phoenix almost all the way to the damn Grand Canyon. I had a rental that had 1,600 miles on it is all I could put on it. I damn near touched 1,600 miles in 5 days, 6 days.
Yeah.
Like, I'm traveling. I'm traveling like to see the area, so there was no way I wasn't stopping and seeing that man. Because hell, I don't know. I
Yeah.
may when was the next time I might be able to see that guy? Next rally?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
What it, he- when's his next rally? After having hip surgery and stuff like that, he's gonna be down a while. So it's gonna be spring, summer. Hell, who knows? Good Lord's
Mhm.
willing, right?
Yeah, you just don't know, and it might be soon, but it's like, well, something I think in you and I's head is, to us, it doesn't matter the next time we're gonna see somebody. It more matters that
Mhm.
I have an opportunity to see you now, and I'm gonna take that
Correct.
opportunity right now. Yeah,
Correct.
that's a different
I'm not gonna
mindset.
wait
People
for the
don't
next
have that.
opportunity. No.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I'm not
Take
waiting
those
for the next
opportunities
opportunity. I'm taking
now.
that opportunity now. Mhm.
Mhm.
That's kind of like,
Yeah.
do you walk past the pretty roses and wait and say, "No, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow," or do you stop and sniff the roses today? Which one are you? Kind of cup
Ooh,
half full, cup half empty.
hey, so I think tonight we could
Go
kinda
ahead.
make the subject, um, of, like, take the opportunity now. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because so something we were gonna discuss was, how does a Mason become a worshipful master? What's that path? And I really feel like tonight is probably gonna involve the subject of, well, take the opportunity. And I like your thought
Yeah.
there of, you brought in smell the roses, because normally people think about that line or that statement as, oh, hey, you need to stop, you need to allow life to pause, and you need to stop and smell the roses.
Mhm.
But you kind of took it more as like, you got you're walking by and there's roses, hurt, go smell them,
Mhm.
and then move on. Come on,
Yeah.
smell them, let's go, come on. That's
Mm,
funny.
take take it. Well, I do that, to be honest with you. I've walked with the kids, and like, instead of just walking by them, especially good springtime, instead of just walking by them, why not take the opportunity to smell the fragrance, and then move on about your day, and take
Yeah,
that opportunity to
yeah,
embrace what you're smelling and go, oh, okay, ah, that smells great. It smells like spring. Let's go. Let's go have a great day. So the opportunity is the same in
yeah.
Freemasonry. You have the opportunity to go to a lodge that you've never been to before, or go home and sit down because you were tired and you had a really long fucking day. But your body tells you, yeah, I should go home and sit down and be tired. But what's the
Hmm.
chances of you going to that lodge and meeting someone, or running into someone you haven't seen in years, and it sparks that opportunity of that smell that you smelt of that flower this morning? I mean, the
Hmm.
Germans did use the forget me not, as a sign, or as an allegory, or not an allegory, but a way of knowing another brother in darkness is in light, because they couldn't have Freemasonry at that period. So it's just kind of one of those, like, stop and smell the forget me not in your lodge.
Yeah,
So take those
yeah,
opportunities. But go ahead.
yeah.
I done ran on a little
Yeah,
tangent
yeah, I
there for
like
a
that. If
second.
it No. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. If you have the opportunity to smell the roses, smell the roses. I like that.
Uh-huh.
Um, so stuff we wanted to talk about tonight, things we're gonna dive into, brother and listen, is we want to discuss, um how does a Mason become a worshipful master? Um, that's a pretty big step. I feel like, there's never really like a well painted path on how to get there.
Mhm.
And I don't really think there
Mhm.
should be, but I think it's kind of fun for us to um, have our discussion of maybe like our personal
Mhm.
journey there. And I think everybody's journey should be different, but there's probably some things that should be the same there. So I'm gonna kind of
Right.
pass that off to you. I have no idea where we're gonna go on this, but I want to hear where you want to start on that?
I was gonna say just by you kind of bringing that subject up, kind of brought my mind to the set of do you automatically get to be master as if you sit in the junior warden's chair or the senior deacon's chair or the junior deacon's chair, or if you start off the Tyler. I know some lodges do, like my lodge. You start off in a lower chair and you progress your way up. Um, Sometimes there are obstacles
Mhm.
where some masters or some wardens don't want to go up, some do. So does being put in that chair automatically make you master in so odd years? Um, some would say
Yeah.
yes. Some would say yes. That's how my lodge has standardly done it. And then you go to other lodges or other countries, and they're like, no, it's more of a. Sometimes it might be a popularity contest to get you into that seat. Even though there's someone
Interesting.
sitting in even though there's someone sitting in that senior deacon or senior warden spot. Some lodges are different, some jurisdictions are different, some states are different than other states. That's one thing I love about being a traveling master mason, is being able to go to those different states and then see those rituals or see those different ways lodges are ran, and how things are put together, because you can sit back and ask yourself that question of, should it be that way, or could it be the popularity contest? Is one better than the other? I don't know. My lodge is kind of, you sit in the seat, you work your way from the junior deacon to the senior deacon to senior warden, or excuse me, junior warden, senior warden, worshipful master. And then 9 times out of
Mhm.
10, after worshipful master, you're Tyler. We kick you out the door. Like, see ya. But as master, you're kind of like, thank
Yeah.
you. I don't have shit to do. How's it in your lodge, by the way? Like, what's kind of the status quo of
Yeah.
normal lodge up in Bloomington?
So, yeah, I would say our lodge is really similar there. I would say you can be a marshal or a junior, you know, deacon or something and just fill that role, and it doesn't mean you have to move up or so. But I would say the
Mhm.
second that you're a senior deacon, then I know that you're
Uh-huh.
going to be the worshipful master in, what is it, senior deacon, junior ward,
5
like
years?
in 4 years, that means you're worshipful master.
4 years.
Five, yeah, yeah, 5 years, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, 4 or 5, yeah, depending on how you measure, count that, or when your yeah, installments are in
Start
the
date.
year.
Right.
Um, so I would say, like, if you grab the senior deacon's chair, um, I'm planning on you being worshipful master. Now, I think I wanna, like, maybe set a precedence here. If
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
take junior if you take junior warden, that is you stating, that in 3 years, you are gonna be worshipful master and you're ready to take that on. If you're junior warden,
Mhm.
because I think it can mess a lodge up, it can mess things up
Mhm.
the if you're not gonna take on the line, like, if you're not gonna move up, because if you're not gonna do that, then that means that senior warden behind you is gonna have to jump 2 chairs. 'Cause I think there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of progress that happens in
See.
there. Junior warden
Mhm.
teaches you a lot, senior warden teaches you a lot, and if a senior deacon has to jump one of those chairs, um, I don't
Yeah.
think that's healthy for the lodge.
Uh-uh. No, because you're supposed to learn when you're most think they're supposed to learn the chair they're sitting in, and that's not the case. You're supposed to learn the chair you're going to, not the one you're currently sitting in. So you should be proficient enough in the chair you're
Yeah,
taking, instead of taking the chair and then becoming efficient. That's not how that works. You don't want to be
yeah,
um, you don't want to be a master bricklayer and then try to learn how to be a master bricklayer by showing up day one and well, that's how you learn a trade skill necessarily, but that's not how you run a business or you learn. I went sidetracked on that one. I lost my brain there for a second, but hey, you know how
No,
that's how
yeah,
that
no.
works.
Well, let me grab that for a second. No, you're running that really well. I like where you're going there. I can piggyback off that. So
Go
the
ahead.
day you get installed in a chair, like let's say it's junior
Mhm.
warden, you should have that chair mastered. You should know how
Correct.
to open,
Correct.
close, and the ritual of that chair the day you're installed in it. And that whole year you're in that chair, you're actually looking to the west and you're
Watching.
watching the senior warden and you're starting to memorize. You're spending that year memorizing and learning that chair. You're looking up to your big brother, right? We're all equals, but you're looking up to your
Right.
big brother. Understand
Right.
what I'm saying? And you're
Right.
trying to learn and memorize that guy. It's the same thing. So like I look at it like, you're at work and oh, you want that raise or that position? Well, I'm
Mhm.
not gonna give you that raise and that position and then think you'll get it and then start learning it. No, you should already be doing it. You should already have it or be the guy for that when I give you
Correct. That's
that
why I'm giving it to you.
raise or promotion
Right.
or title. Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
You already know that when I give that title to you.
Right.
I
Because
think that's
so
where you
coming
were going
into
anyways,
Freemason,
and I feel that.
you you are 100% because it kind of falls back a little bit further when you go into Freemasonry. You're going through your degree work. That's your your inner apprentice fellowcraft master mason. That's your while you're at work. That's your uh, trade school. That's putting in the work. That's showing you how to study. That's showing you where to study, where to get your information, how to get your information. So that way you're confident. So that way when you do sit in the lodge as a master mason, you're sitting there and you're like, oh, okay, you're studying. You're literally studying the chair that you want to go to because you already know when you're in that chair you can stand up and be fluent with it. You don't want to be okay, because I mean, it happens, and I understand some people do have some memory problems, especially being in an older gentleman. The younger generation, kinda loses that mindset because they can't keep the attention span. Um, so we're kinda like the guys in the middle, that have that still have a good attention, span. We can rein it in just a little bit, but we also have enough experience to know that, "Hey, we should learn this chair first before we sit in this chair," because if I'm trying to be put in the chair, the only way people are going to know that I know the work is by putting in the work and actually seeking. All right, so if there's not a brother in that chair, stand up, and if you're sitting on the sideline and you want to be in that chair, learn the part, and then when you need it, step up in that part when you're asked. And then when you step up into that part as a
Right.
sub, they're going to look at you and be like, "Hey, wait, he knows his ritual work. Oh, well,
Mhm.
why don't we bring that brother back in let's bring him back in a little further to clock because they don't know that, brothers. If you're out there studying and putting in the work secretly, which, we're all full of secrets, but if you're not putting
Mhm.
in that work and showing them in the lodge or bringing that lodge and putting work together in the lodge so that way the lodge learns, we're not doing our jobs. We're not doing what we're supposed to. So I can
Yep.
say,
I agree.
I can definitely say you got to, damn, I've lost it twice today, bud. I'm getting old. Look, now this is what
Well, yeah,
happens
you're fine.
when you learn a memory was spot in a lodge and you're standing up there in front of everyone and you're trying to do your degree work or you're trying to open your lodge and you're just like, uh and that guy that's in the back that's been there for
Yeah.
500 years since the lodge was made, he goes, "Before the sun rose." And you're like, "Oh, boom." And you're right back online, buddy, right
Yeah,
back
yeah,
online.
yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. That's Yeah, I love it too. That's always the worst. Like you say it in the mirror to yourself or like, gosh, if a windshield could talk, my windshield knows Freemasonry so well because I be telling my windshield all my ritual, right? and then you get up
I
there
was
and
gonna say
it's, you
windshield
hit
of your
that
car
moment
or
where it's
the
like,
windshield of your
you know,
bike. Yeah, buddy. So
exactly,
it's so
exactly.
for those that are getting or like, hey, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I want to get into this chair. Don't seek the chair for the title. Seek the chair for the work, and learn the work before you get to the chair. Then the title with the chair will be humble, and you'll understand why you're sitting in that chair.
Well, yeah, okay, so
Or
let me stop you there. So, no, no, why why would a Mason want to have a chair in lodge? What's the point of it? Why?
to for me, I think the point of the chair is to prove to my brothers that the work that we're doing is worth its labor. So I want to be one of those people that can stand up and say, "Hey, I will be that light. I will help show the light. I will help be the light." For lack of better words, is running around my head right now because I got 1,000 things running in there right now.
Yeah, I'll also add on to that. Part of like my reasoning or wanting to like have a chair is um I really appreciated my degree work when I received it. Like
Hmm.
Gilligan knows, like, man, I was searching online, I was reading the Bible, like when I was getting the degree work and a Bible verse got said, like that week I was like
Uh-huh.
diving into that one. So it was just like stuff I really cared
What do you
about,
mean?
right? Like,
What do
um,
you mean that week? You talking about right after the branding at like midnight? We were sitting on the porch and you were having the
yeah,
Bible open, and we're sitting there rocking
yeah,
after a brand or after a ceremony. Yeah, whatever your degrees,
yeah,
and we're just sitting there rocking on the porch on some
degree.
fucking what was those what did I had like some Chase Loungers out on my porch that my wife kicked out of the house because she was like, those things are old. And I'm like, well, I'm doing hillbilly shit and I'm
Yeah,
putting it on my fucking front porch. And that was like midnight.
yep,
I
yep, yep,
remember us picking that Bible open and like diving in that shit.
yeah,
That's what I was saying to
yeah.
the preacher we had on here last week was like the moments of I didn't grow up in the church. You did, and the moments that you brought the Bible to Freemasonry and I brought Freemasonry to the Bible and just being able to have those collide together was just like, wait, what the fuck? And you bringing that up, but go on about your personal experience there, bud.
Well, yeah, well, no, yeah, and yeah, Freemasonry brought such a spark to the Bible for me to the point where, man, I would have thought that Bible was on fire and I couldn't read it fast enough, right? Between you and I, those porch nights at midnight, and
Uh-huh.
man, I really liked that. It brought a new light onto the Bible, so I liked that. But so those moments meant a lot to me, and I really cared about that. And it was this realization of like, well, I feel so humble and thankful that I received this. Unfortunately, I think I've said this to you, and it's like probably one of the biggest things that like kind of chokes me up about Freemasonry, especially when I think about you, Gilligan, and Brother Rooster, is unfortunately there's a lot of things that have been given to me in Freemasonry that I can't give back to you or Rooster or any of the other brothers that gave me degree work or anything else throughout the years. But the fantastic thing about Freemasonry and that I love is I can pay it forward. So I can give it to that
Yeah.
new brother coming in. So the brothers that raised me, that brought me in, that you shared a lot, you were there for my EA. We were, memorizing the catechism together. Well, I can't give that to
Mm-hmm.
you, right? I can't pay that favor to you, but probably the thing that might actually be better than that is I could pass it on to the next brother. And I think that's why I
Mm-hmm.
um want to have a chair or care about having a chair, care about being a worshipful master, is to is that I feel like I owe you and I'm going to pass it
Feel
forward
like
to the
you
next brother.
not necessarily owe me, you owe the craft. You feel like you owe the craft. That you feel like you owe them
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
right.
that you got. The same experience. That's why we say with the Widow Sons,
Yep.
we give an experience, because everybody gets a different experience when they come into Freemasonry, and every lodge is different. Like, I mean, just look at the lodge that you joined. How many of those Master Masons that are in that lodge when you joined, how many of them were just coming to visit because there was a degree work? And how many of those have you seen
Mhm.
since that degree work? Probably maybe like 2
Mhm.
or 3, 4, unless you're like Skittles that had like a whole bunch of Widow Sons come down, and he gets to see this quite a few of them quite often. Just kidding. Not kidding, but it was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But it's just
Yeah.
the um I, just the Freemasonry part of it, and being able to just it's nuts, buddy, because how we started to where you are now, I'm
Mhm.
under like the amount of emotion that comes into me because of where I saw you 8 years ago with some mutton chops, and didn't really know what Freemasonry was, but knew what church was and knew what God was, to
Yeah.
where, I mean, you have church, you have your own little Bible study every week. You go
Mhm.
out and you you roll out the red carpet like you're supposed to. Uh, you're master of your
Mhm.
lodge. You've put forth the effort to sit through all the chairs and learn the work and put in the work, and you're getting ready to be a past master and get to sit up on the sidelines and be like, rumble, rumble, rumble.
Mhm.
You're not doing that right. Rumble, rumble, rumble. You're doing that correctly now. Just kidding. Some master
Yeah.
masons do that
Yeah.
when they get done after being
Yeah.
past masters. Like, well, but it's still that whole, you have that very down to earth, humble atmosphere in your brain that just says, this isn't about me. This is about the craft. So how can I serve the craft? Not how can the craft
Mhm.
serve me? I think that's the difference in the mindset, and that's where you
Yeah.
get the humbleness versus some that are just like, nope, this is mine. You're gonna do what I say. Well, sometimes it's it. I like the craft to vote. So if you have problems in your lodge chapter, put it to craft vote.
Yeah.
They'll tell you how they feel. It's
Yeah.
normal. But you guys, you want to chime
Yeah.
in on that?
Yeah. That's so interesting, man. And like I have so much of like you to thank for a lot of that, because you've been like a really good example of all of that. You're very pro democracy. Like so like you say like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you need to have the craft vote for that. And or like just the sense of like I'm holding on to what you were saying there, that hey, you don't owe me, or you didn't do it for me, like do it for the craft. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I get the
Do it for the
sense of
craft.
like, hey, I can't like pay my brother Gilligan back, but I
Pay
can
me.
pay the craft back.
Yep.
And I know, yeah, and I know to him that's
That
of
is
equal
correct.
value. Yeah.
Actually,
That's
it's
something I've
more
caught
value
on
to me,
from you.
buddy.
I
Yeah,
agree. Yeah, I'm with you
it's
on that.
definitely worth more.
Um,
Yeah,
now,
because I mean
so
that's how you got to.
let me give us a
I will.
turn.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Oh
I was gonna
no,
say
you go
the
ahead. You go ahead.
I believe that's how you got to your seat as master, because people put you in that seat as they see who you are and how you are. Some in some lodges do seek the chair. They get told, "Oh," or they ask,
Mm,
can I be senior warden? Can I be junior warden?" Which is not a problem, but if you're going to do that, be humble and know the spot. Don't just be like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to get in the spot because I want the chair or I want the patch." Same thing in in the Widow Sons.
yeah.
Don't jump in it because you want the patch. That's not how it is. And yeah, it's kind of to be honest with you, I've seen some shit going on in the like my workplace lately, or heard in the automotive industry, that they're doing like a fucking uh, uh a working interview for like a month, 2 weeks to a month. They're giving like the younger kids the opportunity to kind of come in for a couple weeks to a month and give them pay, but not a guaranteed job, to see how that works. And I assume that's how I kind of look at Freemasonry the same way, as like some come in and they just disappear. they just come in for that piece of patch or the paper. And that's not how it is when you sit in the lodge and you sit in the chair. You should be in that chair to not only to just sit in that chair, but to do the work of that chair. So if you have a degree work, you should be the guy going. When they go, who's going to do their spot? Not me. You should be the guy going. I got it. I'll do mine. And you're the first time sitting in that chair,
Right.
and all the old guys on the outside are going to go. Hey, wait! Did you just say you got it? I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I had
and,
on mine.
you know,
So take us
some I was
for a turn.
yeah. Well, no, well, so before I take us for a turn, some I was thinking about, there's nothing to gain by being a worshipful master. Like, there's no like perk to the job, or I mean, I guess so. I just had Grand Lodge, and I like our lodge got some awards, and that was nice, and I was able to receive them, and that was some fantastic. So thankful for that. But there's really like there's no awesome thing, I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
No. Oh, dude, I got a big thought as you were saying that. Being a worshipful master, you don't gain shit. Being a worshipful master, you lose everything. Literally, you lose everything.
I agree.
You lose your Here, let's put it this way. Here we go. We'll start off easy. You lose your ability to vote. Only time you get to vote is if you have a legitimate tie, and it's a 2/3 majority or majority vote. You have to, if it comes into a tie, you have to vote it out or whatever. And then, I just lost it again. I swear to God, tonight is not my day. I started the new thing at work.
You're good.
When I got back from vacation, so my brain is just
you're good.
Get me back on track, Parker.
I'll fill
Get me back
in
on track.
So so some other things that I've picked up. So I'm currently a worshipful master, so I'm experiencing this. I don't know why, but every single
what you would lose.
meeting. Yeah, what you lose. Yeah, what you lose is worshipful. Every single meeting night, I have about 5 people text me, "Hey, are we having? Is it lodge tonight?
Lodge?
Is it lodge tonight?" And then yeah, like.
How do they not know you have the lodge at the same?
I know, it's a thing. Or then
that's a hot button.
People not being able to show up for lodge, telling you, "Hey, I can't show up." Which, by the way, if you have a chair,
it's fine,
and you can't show up for lodge that night, you should never message the worshipful master and say, "Hey, I can't make it tonight." You need to message him and say, "Hey, this is my guy replacing me." Exactly.
Correct. If you're sitting in an not appointed position, if you're sitting in a voted position, if you are sitting in a voted position, you don't show up. You appoint someone to be in your spot. Just as if you were going to go to Grand Lodge and sit in Grand Lodge, and the master can't go, then it's the senior warden. And if the senior warden can't go, then it's the junior warden. The junior warden can't go. You should be replacing yourself with someone else. And you should know. I get sometimes shit pops up. Maybe kid gets sick or something inconvenience with a family emergency or something pops up, and it's a couple hours before lodge. But like, you should be standing in lodge if you get that emergency and have to turn around and leave. Or you should have someone replacing you hours before your meeting. If not the day before your meeting, you should know, oh fuck, I'm not gonna be able to make the meeting. I should have somebody replace, because even if it's not someone from your lodge, maybe you can get someone from outside your lodge and be like, "Hey, I can't make it to our lodge, but I know our lodge might not be able to open. Can you go sit in my spot for me so at least my lodge can open?"
Yeah.
Do that for your brothers, because you're doing it for your craft.
Yep. Can I hit you with a statement I heard earlier this week while I was at lodge?
Mhm. Mhm.
So my secretary after lodge, which by the way, that's another statement. As widow sons and as masons, when you gavel and the lodge meeting ends, you need to stay there. Stay there for
Mhm.
please at least 20 minutes. You if you want your lodge or even
To grow.
or the widow sons meeting, you need to stay there for a minimum of 20 minutes. Trust me. Talk to brothers, make yourself available. That's a whole nother side tangent. But so while we were sitting there,
That's a
after
side
I
turn. We're still
gaveled,
on
yeah,
what you lose.
what you lose, right? Which I'm kind of
What you lose.
tangenting here.
That's all right.
My secretary, he brought up, he's like, oh yeah, he brought up a gavel to gavel, Worshipful Master. And I was like, a gavel to gavel, Worshipful Master. And he's like, yeah,
One. He's only Worshipful
when
Master.
he's only the Worshipful Master between gavels. Once he gavels and closes the lodge, he's not
Gone.
there. And it hit my heart real heavy because my thought was, okay, well, how many hours do you need to put in as a Worshipful Master outside of the gavels? Is that a 3-hour a day job? Is it 10 hours a week? What does that look like? And I've kind of been wrestling with that this week. Because I'm critical of myself, and so
as master. Yeah, because
yeah.
you got to put in the work to keep your lodge moving forwards and to be able to keep your lodge members active and engaged in your lodge. So that's things you learn. Going circle back to the beginning where you ask how does a master mason become a worshipful master? But when you're putting in the work coming through the chairs, you're noticing. You're sitting back and you're watching the master in front of you. You're watching and seeing what they do and see how successful that is for your lodge. And then you want to build off of that success. You don't want to try to tear their success down because that's not how we are, brothers. We're not supposed to be spiteful from another brother and be like, well, I want to make my year better. Yes, you want to make your year better, but you want to compound off of their year, because some of the things they did was good for the lodge, and maybe some of the stuff they didn't do was not. Let me say that correctly. Maybe some of the stuff they did do was not good for the lodge, and you saw that early on in your ascent to the master's chair. I said that correctly, right? Ascent, not descent.
Yeah, you said that.
Yes, I used it
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah. Nailed it.
But you nailed it. You're making your ascent to that master's chair. You're watching the masters that or go before you, and you're watching their junior deacons, senior deacons, and you're watching the style of how they do their degree work, and it should stick in your head, like legitimately, just bam. So those key memories are. I remember when me and you were going through your catechisms through Freemasonry, through your Inner Apprentice Fellowcraft Master Mason, and then when we had to sit there in front of the lodge, and there were certain words that you tripped on, but I could give you a sign while standing in front of you or sitting in front of you, and you knew what it was. You knew what the word was by the sign because we communicate it that way. But it's the same thing in lodge. When you're going through those chairs, you're watching those signs, you're looking for those moments, and you're you're taking that education and light, and you're storing it for your year of master. So even though you don't think you have a road to the master's chair yet, and you're sitting on the side, I know some guys that's been in my lodge for fucking 50 years and never sat in the chairs because they didn't feel comfortable, or they didn't feel they were right, or they deserved to sit in those chairs. And to be honest with you, some of those guys are the guys that actually deserve to be in the chairs because they got all that degree work memorized and can give you the letter G, or they can give you the step lecture out of your fellowcraft degree, or can even be master of the entire ceremonies because they have all that stuff memorized sitting on the sides and they just don't realize it. And they're sitting there mumbling it. So I think that's to answer your question from a long time ago. I think that's kind of how you get to that master spot or that worshipful master's chairs by putting in that work from the beginning and watching the shit happen in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were saying, get back to your question earlier. Put somebody in that chair if you're not there, so your lodge can continue.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give the floor back to you for a minute, let you tangent because
Well,
I keep getting on these side
yeah.
quests, bud. And
No, I love that. Well, I want to take us on a side quest. Something that I think is fun that I heard you saying there is, gosh, I'm so weird. I think so. Before humans could talk, before we could like say things, I think we were obviously hunting and communicating in other ways that might not have been verbal, right? And we had to.
right,
You know, you watch wolves
right.
and coyotes do it, like they're communicating to one another, even if they're not saying anything. You brought up that you and I went through this journey where, like, man, we were going through long form catechism and we are doing it every single day. And you could make just a movement of your arm, a slight gesture, a twitch, a this or that. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Like
that really
legitimately.
matters. Yeah, it really matters. And so here's where I'm going with this is I think because we have that base, you and I specifically, that is why we ride so well together. That's why we're on the highway,
Mm-hmm.
moving through the highway like jets, because we have
Mm-hmm.
that form of communication that's even not verbal, because we're trying to memorize something, like, you know, that was so difficult that we developed other ways of learning it. I don't know. I mean, we poured a lot of time
Correct.
into it.
Well, yeah, a damn almost a solid year.
Yeah.
But it was words. Like old English words, buddy. It's hard to learn that stuff.
Yeah.
So when
It is. Yeah.
I can give you a sign and you're like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The same thing goes on the interstate. I don't have to I don't have to go, hey, we're taking this exit. All I got to do is go roll out the throttle, and you go. And I look at you, you look at
Yeah.
me, and I'm like,
Uh,
I do this little
yeah,
I was gonna say
the head
when
nods.
me
Yeah.
the head nods or I give a little blip or whatever. Same goes with my wife, man. While she's riding on the back, like we've traveled long distance on our motorcycles together, and merging on interstates or changing lanes. I can look down, just say you're going from your house coming to my house and you're switching right there in Indianapolis and you're taking I think the 40 down to 65, and you got that like where you split off and then 65 splits off and then it opens up to like 4 or 5 lanes right there, and as you're getting on, my old lady will fucking tap me on my ribs and then it'll give me 1, 2, or 3, and I know I have 1, 2, or 3 open lanes to go left without having to look.
Oh.
She's already looked for me and has tapped me and said, and all I could, like, it's a tap and then I feel a hand come up underneath mine because I'm on bars, and I look down and I see 1, 2, or 3, and I know, okay, I'm clear to go 1, 2, or 3 lanes. So it's that
Really?
moment that yes, I don't have to ask. I don't have to ask. It's just we've rode together so long that she pre-looks and I know by the time she pre-looks as I'm coming up and I can give my glance, but I don't necessarily have to because she's already gave
Wait,
me
hold
the
up.
3 finger, 1 finger,
Yeah.
2 1 finger.
I want to I want to talk about this for a second. So, how did that come about? Did you guys have to discuss that? Like, say, like, hey, I'm gonna show you how many, or,
No,
or like,
buddy,
how does that happen? How do you initiate that?
we got married and then took $800 and took a motorcycle and went down Route 66 for fucking 8 days. That's how that developed. We literally just rode down Route 66 for 8 days, and she was my co-pilot, on the back, because we had a map of a book, and each page had a section of Route 66 from started from up where you are in Chicago, but we caught it in St. Louis, right side outside of St. Louis. So from St. Louis to Tulsa, Oklahoma, for I think it's 6 days out, 2 days back. She was my co-pilot on the back, so she told me what road to go on. So I had to watch for her to go tap my side, left side, or tap my right side, tell me if I'm going right road, left road, or when we were merging on the interstates. It was just kind of one of those things she started doing, and we formed that type of riding style. She knows when we're in gravel roads to get up close, or certain things she
Oh.
knows she doesn't move. But I mean, you know how me and you've put close to, I would say, over 100,000 miles side by side. Me and my old lady have
Yeah.
put double that. We've been married
Yeah.
14 years. So
Yeah.
the moment
That's
of me and
awesome,
you
man.
not having to speak, the moment of me and her don't have to speak the same.
I love that story. I've never heard that before. That's really fun to hear. I like that.
Yep. But it's if it's just like riding with your brother. Your wife is the same. You got to have the same mindset. But that communication is key, like legitimate key communication. It keeps you and your brother safe as you ride out there. But to get us back to our what do you lose as a master mason, as master
Yeah.
of Worshipful Master of your
Worshipful
lodge?
Master.
You lose
Yeah.
your Worshipful Master. You lose your name for a year, like legit. You lose your name
Yeah.
for a year. It's not Worshipful Casey. It's not Worshipful Parker. It's Worshipful. Hey, Worshipful, or hey, Master. Hey, Worshipful. Hey,
Yeah.
Master. But also getting back to your gavel to gavel master, coming in and you say stay for 20 minutes. Stay for 20 minutes. Come early. Have open the lodge early enough for people
Oh,
to come and
yeah.
hang out before that can't stay late. So if you can't stay late, but you can get there early, open it early and let people come in and hang out. And that, hell, have a game of Uno before lodge starts. Like, legitimately, that starts some fun shit, especially when you start skipping people, adding 2-on-2s, and 4-on-4s. Like that gets fun. Like who says like you can't have fun before lodge? Just saying.
Oh,
Like,
brother. I haven't thought of
just
that. I
saying,
love that.
a, a
That's
10
great.
minute a 10-minute card game, a 15-minute card game. Hell, have a little fun. Well, since we don't gamble or anything, just do a little fun fucking 21. Have a little game night before lodge starts, and have someone come in, show up in like a little little cardigan, not a cardigan, but a little vest, and he's the dealer. And you got some guys come in, you do a little couple card games,
Yeah.
little 21 before, and you earn a couple coins, and couple coins earns you your lunch or your dinner or something stupid like that. Just trying to throw some ideas of spitballing in my head. Or you could do it after
Yeah, I like
lodge.
that.
Just not even
No, that's
don't have to
fun.
call it a game night or something. Just a simple, some guys just, it helps pass a good 20 minutes, 15 minutes,
Yeah, I
30
like that.
minutes. Just a thought. Getting you back to what else would you lose as master? You got anything else you would
Well,
lose as
okay.
master?
Well, so let
Kind of like,
me
what would you put in your motorcycle?
right. So here's my final thing. This is where I'm going to divert to us. This will be our final topic tonight, I promise. I want to ask you this question. Should every Mason be a worshipful master one day?
That's a tough question.
I know, think
Because
about that. Yeah, right?
I mean, in military terms, they tell you to know when to lead, know when to follow. Um,
Yeah.
and if you're sitting craft other than master, it's your time to follow and not to lead. If your agenda is to get the master out of his spot or make his year not there, you're in the seat for the wrong purpose. Um, So if your agenda is to put the patch or the star or the banner or the tag or the effulgent sun with the square and compass behind it in front of it, that's not, you're just there for the tag. Don't do it. You're sitting there for the wrong reason. I think if you want to be master or put in one of those chairs to lead up to that spot, the craft should ask you to be there, should ask you to be in that spot. So
Yeah.
do I think everyone should be master? Yes and no, because of
Mhm.
some's agenda isn't for the craft.
Yeah.
Some's agenda is for the personal gain. So, and that's where
Yeah.
you get into tiling your lodge, and tiling your chapter, and making sure you don't have that type of mindset in your chapter or in your lodge or in
No. Yeah.
your general life. To be honest with you, go ahead.
Yeah, it's such a tough question because in a perfect world, the answer to that question should be yes, right?
Correct,
Um,
correct. But in
but
a what if world,
but in a what if world, it's like, well, there's scenario. Now, the one thing I want to bring up is I've seen a gentleman who just like, man, he just he was probably like the best brother I ever met in my life. But there was some things where it's just like ritual just wasn't his strong suit, which I don't expect out of everybody, and like even myself, I'm not
correct.
perfect at.
Hmm.
Um, and it was like time for him to become worshipful, and it was, we're talking inside the lodge, like, hey, we need to like really stand behind this brother during his year, and we need to like help him and lift him up. So I think my answer to that question would be like, um, I think every Mason could be
Hmm.
worshipful master as
Hmm.
long as the lodge, the brethren, the craft is there
Hmm.
behind him. Like, and so it's like,
Correct.
hey, if you're ever complaining about the worshipful master,
Matt. Yep.
um, you need to look in the mirror.
Yep. You should put his shoes on for a minute.
Yeah, well, you need to
Yep.
help him. You should
Yep.
call him, you should text him, and you shouldn't call or
Hmm.
text him and tell him, "Hey, I can't make
How
it
he's doing
tonight."
it
You
wrong.
should you sh- Yeah, you should call or text him saying, "Hey, what can I take off your plate? What can I do? Is there a phone
Hmm.
call I can make?
Hmm.
Did somebody get their
Hmm.
50-year pin, and can I try to like track
Hmm.
that brother down?" Or there's all these weird things, you know?
Yeah. I mean, does y'all's secretary get paid in y'all's lodge? I know some secretaries in the lodges in Kentucky get paid to be a secretary, because it's not just being in a master spot and then being in a secretary spot. It's not just from gavel to gavel that you're doing something. You're as a master and a secretary, you're 24/7. You're literally on call 24 hours,
Yeah.
7 days a week, because someone either wants to know, hey, what was said in last meeting, or what time are we having this ritual, or what time are we having the pancake breakfast, who's bringing what. And if you got a good secretary, you got a good master
Mhm.
as well. And if you got a good
Yeah.
master, hopefully you have a good secretary, because those two work hand in hand with each other to keep the lodge in information and knowing where and who is doing what, and the agenda of your master. So if you can't talk to the master, and the master's always, because masters try to be humble and they try to take everything on themselves, because that's what we do as master masons. We're just like, hey, nope, nope, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I can help. Yep, because we, we like to prove that we can handle it. So ask the secretary, if the master mason's like, or excuse me, if the worshipful master is like, no, there's nothing. Guarantee if you ask the secretary, there's something laying on the desk that you can help him and the master out with. Promise you.
Yeah. I agree.
Just thoughts.
Well, brother, that's all I've got to beat up on this topic.
Hey, up, same. Let's take another direction. What do you got? You got anything left on your desk over there, brother? Got anything else I could
uh,
beat up?
Man, I think that's all. I think that's all I've got, man. I don't know, man. That's all I've got.
Right, because we talked about how to become a master mason in previous podcasts, and we've kind of talked and beat around the bush of getting into those chairs, but not what it takes to get in those chairs, because it's just humbleness is what it takes to get in those chairs and putting in the work. Like we say before, you get in what you put in, you get what you get out. Putting in the work to get in those chairs is earnest, to get the craft. Like, what you gain from the craft is well worth more than money or anything that can make you rich. Because I'm way more richer in brotherhood and the fraternal family that I have than I could buy money. Like, I couldn't buy any of the relationships that I have through Freemasonry and the
Yes.
Wittesons. I can't buy them.
Yes.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
It's too expensive. I don't think I could put a price tag on your friendship. I don't think I put a price tag on Rooster's friendship. Can't put a price tag on fucking Bookout's friendship, Goat's friendship, One-Eyed Rick's friendship. That's why I fucking showed up at the hospital to see One-Eyed Rick, because that friendship is worth more than money. I don't care how much it costs in fucking gas to get there. Don't care.
Yeah.
It's not the point. That's the point of going and seeing that brother. But
100%.
That's about the only thing I have on my tangent desk. Maybe some things about being a brother, and what that means. But we can work on that at another podcast. But I always enjoy doing the podcast with you, brother. It's fun where our minds go. Sorry for you guys that aren't squirrels like us, and keep up with us, but I appreciate y'all still listening to us and giving us the support, because we're just going to try to put out some information that's in our brains and what we can get out and what we learn.
Yeah. No, yeah. Thank you for saying that, man. That really resonates with me. And I feel like everything you've said tonight has been things that I've been like. Everything you've said tonight, I've like thought back on, and it's like intrigued a thought or like sparked something inside of me that I want to like go back to my lodge and like do something about, or tell my other brothers like, man, hey, I was actually having this conversation with Gilligan, and we're talking about this or that, about, becoming worshipful master, the path from um uh a master mason to worshipful master. And again, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I really don't want to draw out that path, but I do want to talk about that path, because I think that path isn't a straight line. And so that's why I think it's a fun one to talk. Yeah, thank you. I agree with that. It's like, so that's why I don't want to like type that path out in words, but I'm willing to discuss it. And I think we could discuss it further and more. But just things I was thinking about tonight, and like, hey, like, I might piss people off, but not every Mason is made to be a worshipful master. But the healthy, correct, best lodge on paper has it set up for every master mason to be a worshipful master. And so you need to look at your lodge, and you need to assess your members and see, do you think in your lodge, like, look at yourself, look at your lodge, your lodge in a mirror, and ask yourself, is every Mason here ready to be a worshipful master based on our lodge? And I think the path to getting there is every past master, your job is to help the incoming worshipful master. So like, I'm worshipful master now. I've got 3 more meetings left. Can't believe the year blew by that quick. And I'm starting to think, what's my role?
Right. What's my role after master?
What's my role after? And it's, well, I need to help the incoming worshipful master and the worshipful master after that. So that's my closing statements. That's the only thing I wanted to add.
I was gonna say, in your closing statement, you sparked one curiosity in my head, and it was the same applies to being president of your chapter of the Widow Sons or any organization that you're in. The same thing applies to what he just said as president. Like in your chapter, everyone should be looking around and be like, I want him to be president one day. I want him to be president one day. I want him to be president one day. Just like you sit down as master mason in your lodge sitting on the side. You're like, I want that new guy to be master. I want him to be worshipful master. He's got a lot of spark. Let's see where he goes. Let's see how he ends. But on that note, brother, I love doing this podcast with you, and I can't wait till next week.
Yeah, brother.
Well, since we are speaking of next week, you will see me at Louisiana Rally. That is the 7th, 8th, 6th, 7th, 8th, I do believe, or 7th, 8th, and 9th, because I leave on the 7th. Yeah, so 7th, 8th, and 9th. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday of November in good old Louisiana. You will see me on, if you're getting branded, you will see me on third base and also in your degree work. But if not, come watch a show. Brother Skittles is not going to be able to make it there with me. He will be out in Vegas at SEMA for his work. So I will put in the extra effort for him, for all those that are looking for change from their money's worth. So I'll give you some love for them. So definitely look forward to seeing all you guys at Louisiana. So if you are listening to this podcast and you are coming, I can't wait to see you, and I'm going to go live a couple times while we're there, just so that way you can see what's going on, see what kind of activities they have at Louisiana Rally, because this is my second year attending. My first year was fantastic, and this year I'm taking my kids with me because they had so much stuff for kids to do. So come on, y'all are gonna be like, holy shit, those are your kids? I understand now. I know they're your kids.
Yeah. I love that.
But brother, it was a great night of podcasting. And until next week, stay safe and take care of that old lady.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Love you, brother. Bye.